Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make my miniature house number 3, and just to remind you guys again, these miniature houses really aren't supposed to be all that functional. They're really only supposed to be decorative, so I probably wouldn't use them as a survival house or anything like that. If you want to make it anyway, here's what you're going to need. You will need some block of quartz, also grab yourself some black stained clay, also grab glass pane, and finally grab yourself some glass block, and those are the only 4 materials that we'll really be needing. However, if you want to do the interior and the exterior as well, you might want to grab yourself some other things like some shrunken heads, some sponge, some melons, some pumpkins, you know, the normal stuff. Oh, and I suppose that I should also point out that if you guys don't particularly like black stained clay, a variety of other materials would probably also look good as well. Any other type of clay would look nice, any type of wool would probably look good as well, any type of wood. Customize the house, guys. That's what it's all about. Use what you like. However, once you have got your 4 materials and once you've figured out what you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 4 block of quartz coming directly up from the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have your row of 4 block of quartz, you then want to take this 4th block, this top block, and go right of it by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block to the ground to give you an archway shape, like this. Once you've formed your archway shape, you now have a decision to make. Which side of your house do you want to be the front, and which side do you want to be the back? For instance, this is the front side of my house, where I've just placed this block of quartz. Once you've determined that for yourselves, come all the way round to the back of your house. Take each top corner of the archway shape that you've just made and go back from each one of these 2 corners towards where the back of the house is going to be, each by 9 with your block of quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the other corner as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then connect each one of those 9 blocks together and also connect them to the ground as well to form a kind of weird looking rectangular shape. Once you've formed this shape for yourself, this is what you want to do next. So you now want to go on top of each one of the 4 corners of your rectangular shape, and you want to go on top of those corners by 5 with your quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just want to connect each one of those 5th blocks together. Just go all the way around in a rectangular shape, just connecting all of those 5th blocks together to give you something which should look like a really wonky giant capital A. Once you've formed this shape, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way over to the left hand side of your A shape. You want to locate this block right here on the left hand side, it's near the front, and from this block you want to extend this block out of the left hand side of your house by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you also want to do the same thing with the equivalent block on the back here. So this block 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect each one of those 4th blocks together and also connect each one of those 4th blocks to the ground, just as I've done there to form another rectangular-ish shape. Once you've done that, you now want to do a similar thing again to the shape that you've just made. So this block right here, extend it out by 3. 1, 2, 3, and the same on the left hand side here, 1, 2, 3. Then connect each one of those 3rd blocks together and also connect each one of those 3rd blocks to the ground to give you a shape which should look a little bit like this. It kind of looks like a chimney or a plant pot or a bucket or something. Once you've made these shapes on the left hand side of your house, you now want to do the exact same thing on the right side of your house. So come all the way over onto the right hand side of your house now, and starting from the same blocks that we did on the left hand side, this block right here, and that one on the back as well, just do 2 rows of 4 coming out of the right hand side of the house. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course we want to connect each one of those 4th blocks together, and we also want to connect them to the ground as well, just like that. And once we've done that, we now want to add the little mini part on as well. So here, 1, 2, 3, and here, 1, 2, 3. Just extend them out by 3, connect them together and connect them to the ground to form a shape which is exactly the same as you have on the other side. I kind of want to see how it looks when it all comes together. That's kind of weird. I don't even know what to equate that shape to. However, once you've got that taken care of on the left and right hand side of your house, you now want to do this. You know what, to make the next few parts easier, we should probably fill in the second floor of the house. So it should be quite obvious to you guys where the second floor of the house is. The only real determination that you have to make is, what do you want to fill it in with? Personally, I'm going to be using quartz, since this house has two relatively large sized balconies, and I just like quartz. I like how it looks from an outside view. However, of course, you guys can use whatever you like, glowstone, redstone, whatever you want, but all that really matters is that you completely fill in the second floor of the house just like this, and it will just make the next few parts a little bit easier. It kind of looks like an eyeball or something now, doesn't it? Or am I crazy? Might be crazy, probably am crazy. However, once you have completely filled in the second floor of your house, this is what we're going to do next. So, we now have to fill in the front, sides, and back of our house. So, the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to completely fill in the front. I'm going to show you guys what it should look like, and then I'm just going to give you guys a nice view of it, so you can pause the video and you can apply whatever you might need to the front of your house. I'm not going to try and explain in detail what I'm actually doing here, because I think that's really simple. It doesn't really require any sort of explanation whatsoever, and I think that you'll be able to do it no problem just by looking at it. It's really easy. I don't think I need to try and confuse anybody by trying to make it complicated and just and just kind of like trip over myself verbally. So on the inside here, you might want to add something to give the glass pane to grip onto, as there isn't anything at the moment. I decided to use glass block, but you guys can use whatever you like, of course. So this is what you want to do to the entire front of your house, and I know that it might be a little bit difficult to see those side parts, the very end on the side parts, but as you guys may have just saw, it's just one strip of black stained clay, and then it is just glass pane on the inside part, and you might also want to give that glass pane something to grip onto. But there you go, that is what you want to have for the entire front of your house. Pause this if necessary, apply everything that you can see. Once you've done that, hit play on the video again and we can continue on. So we're now going to do the two sides. Two sides are really easy. All you have to do here is a strip of black stained clay on the left and right hand side, glass pane in the center. It's so easy that I'm not even really stopping and giving you guys a chance to pause. I'm going to do both sides, and then there you go. That is what you want to have on the lower left and right hand side of your house. Really simple. You shouldn't have any problem with that whatsoever. Once you've taken care of both sides of the house, we can now move on to the back side now. So the back side is actually almost identical to the front side of the house. The only difference on the back, what am I doing? I'm placing those in the wrong places. Completely wrong places. I wondered where I was going wrong then. I was like, there should really be a block there. Where did I go wrong? I was placing them in the wrong place, that's why. So, the only difference between the front and the back is the fact that on the back there is no space for an entrance. Or there is space, but we're going to fill it up. So, on the back here, as you guys can see, you just want to do a strip of black stained clay on the left and right hand side, and then just fill the center part in with glass pane. Really simple, and that is the only difference between the front and the back. It's really simple, nothing complicated about it whatsoever. There's not any really strange patterning or anything that you have to do, and all you want to end up with for the back is something that should look exactly like this. Really simple. And again, we can't see the sides, but we've already done this once virtually. I'm sure that you guys won't have any problem with this whatsoever. So once you guys have taken care of the back, and pause this if necessary, if you're still working on that of course, we can now move on to the balcony side. So we're now going to move on to the left hand side of the house, and we're just going to do the little bits of detail that we have to do for the balcony. It's the same story here as well. I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to show you guys what you have to do. It's really easy. So this is what you want to have on the left and right hand sides of your house. It's really simple. A big giant wide archway of quartz block, add a little bit of glass pane on the left and right hand sides of the archway, and then it is just black stained clay everywhere else. It's really simple. Oh, and whilst we're on this side, I'm also going to add the glass pane that goes all the way around the edge of the balcony. Not only do I like the aesthetic, I also like the little safety rail, because apparently I'm a child. But this is what you want to have for the upper left hand side of your house. Once you've got that taken care of, you now want to move all the way over onto the opposite side, the right hand side here, and you want to do the exact same thing on this side as well. And I do mean literally the exact same thing, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm just applying all of the quartz, all of the black stained clay, all of the glass, and I may as well also do the balcony as well before I show you guys. So let me just do this. Whoops, kind of dive bombed into the house there. And what you want to end up with, exact same thing, both sides, is something that should look exactly like this. Nice and simple. Once you guys have got that taken care of, all we have to do to completely put a lid on this house is literally put a lid on the house. Just completely fill in this little mini roof part here with glass block, and that is all you have to do to finish off the house. Once you've got that taken care of, you have actually 100% fully completed the house, and it's looking pretty nice if I do say so myself. Is that narcissistic because I designed the house? Kind of sounds like it, doesn't it? Oh well, once you've reached this point right here, there is actually nothing left to be done with the structure of the house. However, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whisk away for just a second. I'm going to mess about with the interior and the exterior. Bear in mind, I'm barely going to be doing anything. I'm just going to be showing you guys what can be done with 5 minutes worth of work. So I'm going to be back in just a second once I've messed about with the inside and the outside of the house. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have tampered with the interior and the exterior just a little bit. I've barely done anything, but let's take a look anyway, shall we? So moving to the interior first of all, what have I done in here? Well, I decided to rip up the ground floor and replace it with quartz. Why did I use quartz, you're probably not asking? Well, I wanted to use quartz because I knew that I wanted to use quartz outside as well, and I kind of like how the outside and the inside of the house blends together. I just like that effect. Just looking from out to in, you can kind of see how it all melds together, and I just like how that looks. I also added a staircase here right in the center. The reason that I chose this particular spot is because this is the only real place that you could place the staircase that both remained symmetrical and kind of emerged in the center of the house so that we didn't ruin our beautiful smooth balconies. So kind of makes sense to place it here. Looks nice and it doesn't really impede moving around or anything like that. Back to the staircase with glass block. I don't know why I don't just let the staircases kind of float, but I use some glass block. And the downstairs of the house, there's a little bit more room than you might actually guess looking from the outside in. It's there's a pretty decent amount of room. You could probably use this place as a survival house if you wanted to. Not a massive survival house, but a survival house all the same. Moving up to the second floor again. Not much to say with the second floor at all. We have this little interior part, barely anything here. The balconies, really simple. We've just got 2 potted plants. Potted plants are really simple to make. Black stained clay, 2 jungle leaves on top, trapdoors all around the edges. Easy as that. 2 on this side and 2 on that side as well. Absolutely identical, nice and simple. That is the interior pretty much covered. For the exterior, not too much going on here either. I dug out, in total, 3 layers of blocks outside of the house. First 2 I replaced with quartz. Third one I replaced with, if you guys can see that, that's black stained clay. Jungle leaves on top, all the way around, nice little bit of hedge, and that is all I've decided to do, guys. I did almost consider adding a little bit of water around the house, which would probably look okay, but I decided against it because I kind of like how the house looks now. It looks nice and clean, nice and uniform, and I'm really starting to sway this way for not only just my miniature houses with the interiors and the exteriors, I'm starting to sway this way for my quartz houses in general. I kind of like how they look like this. I don't know, it kind of just gives me the whole futuristic vibe. And that's the house, guys. Hopefully you guys managed to make it no problem. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. You will more than likely be seeing another miniature house sometime on Wednesday next week. Thanks for watching.